to some good news today, everybody. Friday, November 7th, 2025. My name is Kevin Smith. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Loud Majority Live. We got a jam-packed show for you guys today. You guys see the thumbnail. You see the title. You know what's happening, baby. Stefanik 2026 has started here in the Empire State of New York. I'm jacked. I hope you guys are too. Boom. Giddy up. Let's go, baby. Share this show out. Hit the thumbs up button. We're going to be talking all things Elise. All things New York for at least the first half of the show today. I'm jacked, baby. Look, it's something everyone has been speculating about for quite some time. Was she going to get in? Was she not going to get in? Was she waiting for whatever? Who knows? We're not really sure. But it is official. It was announced this morning. Elise Stefanik, governor of New York.
The Empire State has fallen.
People are just going crazy over the amount of taxes here.
There's no question, New York is facing an affordability crisis.
Escape from New York, the tax base has been fleeing the Empire State.
Top leaders in New York City say a wave of migrant crime has washed over the city. Foreign gang members terrorizing innocent New Yorkers.
Complete disregard for the law.
And Kathy Hochul's failed policies are to blame.
Worst governor in America. Worst governor in America. Worst governor in America.
Kathy Hochul made New York the most unaffordable state in the nation, crushing families with sky-high taxes, unaffordable rent, soaring energy costs, and record-high grocery bills. And cozied up to a defund the police, tax-hiking, anti-Semitic communist.
We came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
I can hear you.
But from the ashes of Kathy Hochul's failed policies, New York will rise, like we always do. The spirit of the Empire State cannot be broken. All we need is a courageous leader, ready for the fight. Elise Stefanik will make New York affordable and safe.
People in New York, no matter if you're a Republican, Independent, or Democrat, enough is enough. We are the most unaffordable state in the nation because of single-party Democrat rule led by Kathy Hochul.
As a working mom, congresswoman, and fighter, Elise knows families need more help, and she'll make New York affordable. That's why she authored and passed the largest middle-class tax cut in New York's history. Letting working families keep more of their hard-earned money. Elise will reduce your energy, utility, and grocery bills. She fought woke insanity in our schools, stood proudly with law enforcement, championed small businesses, and will never back down from fighting for New York families. With everything on the line, we need someone who will deliver results and make New York affordable and safe for families and small businesses to not just survive, but thrive. Elise Stefanik will clean up Kathy Hochul's catastrophe and restore New York's greatness. Elise Stefanik for governor. It's time to save New York.
Woo, baby, I'm jacked up. I'm jacked up. You know why? Because elections never stop. Obviously, with Kami Mandani in New York City, it is going to be so spectacular to have a fighter for New York State in this election. I am proud to throw my full support, my full endorsement behind Elise Stefanik. I was obviously waiting for the announcement for it to come out. It's not like you guys didn't know I was gonna endorse her. I just had to wait until they made the official announcement. The loud majority is fully 100% behind Elise Stefanik. I'm jacked up. I cannot wait to get her elected. I cannot wait for the strong showing in Long Island. I just said in Long Island. What in the sweet hell is wrong with me? That's how jacked up I am today, that I just broke my cardinal rule. If there was somebody here else in the room, they would have punched me in the face, baby. On Long Island, I am proud to throw the entire weight of the loud majority behind Elise Stefanik. Giddy up. Let's go. I'm absolutely jacked. Here was Elise on Fox and Friends officially making the announcement.
So New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik kicking off the campaign announcement this morning.
Elise Stefanik will clean up Kathy Hochul's catastrophe and restore New York's greatness. Elise Stefanik for governor.
Republican New York gubernatorial candidate Elise Stefanik joins us now. Congratulations on the big announcement this morning. I know you wanted to wait till after the election on Tuesday to make a decision. You announced it. You released that video this morning. Why do you want to be our next governor?
I'm running for governor to make New York affordable and safe. We have seen decades of single-party rule led by Democrats, and Kathy Hochul is the worst governor in America. New York is the most unaffordable state in the nation, with the highest taxes, the highest energy bills, the highest utility bills. We also have a crime crisis because Kathy Hochul has brought us failed bail reform and has embraced the defund the police Democrats. And after this week, Ainsley, when we saw a raging anti-Semite, pro-Hamas communist who wants to raise taxes, and frankly, he barely won the majority of New York City voters, Kathy Hochul endorsed him and bent the knee. She has failed New Yorkers. So this is a broad coalition of Republicans, independents, and Democrats who know that enough is enough. We need common sense leadership to make New York affordable and safe again.
So one of the things you talk about is affordability, and you featured that in your announcement ad. Let's watch it. Okay, and here's Kathy Hochul's response to that.
Elise Stefanik is running for governor of New York to do what she's always done, put Trump first. Elise Stefanik, she'll always put Donald Trump ahead of you.
So how are you going to combat that?
My response is I've always put New York families first. Kathy Hochul has put New York families last again and again and again. She's an accidental governor. She's only in this position because she was Cuomo's lieutenant governor. And when New Yorkers were looking for strong leadership from a governor, not to bend the knee to Zoran Mamdani, Kathy Hochul bent the knee. Why did she do that? Because she is hemorrhaging support, even in her own party among Democrats. This is a toxic governor who has a record of delivering the highest taxes in the nation, of hurting hardworking New Yorkers, of turning her back on law enforcement officers and small businesses. New York is in catastrophe because of Kathy Hochul's leadership. So I'm running to always put New York families first. That's what I've done in 10 years of Congress. And by the way, Kathy Hochul was fired after just one term in Congress because her constituents from Western New York know that she failed them, just like she is failing New Yorkers. And I will tell you, Lawrence, the number of Democrats who have reached out to us, who are supporting us in this campaign, these are people that previously voted for Kathy Hochul. They are voting for Elise Stefanik, as well as Republicans and independents, because they want to save our state.
I saw a couple of flash polls, and you're either leading or tied, so it's pretty amazing. But in particular, you looked at the city, just elect somebody who says, I'm a socialist, I don't like capitalism, and doesn't really seem too fond of America. How do you win over those people? What do you know about New York that's different from New York City?
Well, first of all, I think it's important, Brian. This was not a mandate, even though Mamdani is claiming such. He barely got over 50%. So that is really a historically low performance for someone who won the Democrat primary. That means nearly half of New York City voters, which is traditionally a Democrat city, voted against Mamdani because they know he is so radical. He's out of touch with hardworking families, with small businesses who are already crushed by the highest taxes in the nation. And when you broaden the scope across New York State, this is not the type of leadership that New Yorkers want in their governor. They want a strong governor to lower prices, to have energy independence, to lower the prices of utilities, lower the prices of groceries, not raise taxes. And within 24 hours of Kathy Hochul being heckled, tax the rich, she said she's open to raising taxes on top of the taxes she's already raised for New Yorkers. Just last night, Kathy Hochul was in Puerto Rico, heckled off the stage by people telling her to raise taxes. So she is beholden to this radical far left. What have I delivered? I have worked to deliver the largest middle-class tax cut in history for New Yorkers. I delivered that working with my colleagues in Congress, and President Trump signed it into law.
Congresswoman, what's great about this for conservatives is if you look at New York City, they're obviously into socialism. Mamdani won. But you're running for the entire state. You represent the 21st congressional district. That's in upstate New York. That is a red area. So you have a really good shot of winning because it's not just about New York City. How do you plan, though, to combat the socialists who might be running against you? I know you'll probably run against Kathy Hochul, but if someone else comes in, Mamdani's transition committee, they raised more than $500,000 in less than 30 hours.
Well, certainly Kathy Hochul already has a primary on her hands with her hand-picked lieutenant governor that is running against her. We also saw that Mamdani refused to endorse her. So it's not just the radical left. We also had a newly elected Democrat assemblyman in my district, a moderate Democrat, who also refused to endorse Kathy Hochul. Compare that to our rollout of endorsements today. We've earned over 70% on day one of the Republican county chairs across our state, the full endorsement of our state Republican Party, as well as very strong support support from the Conservative Party as well. I have a record of flipping a district. It was previously held by a Democrat. I've won every primary and general election, and we've overperformed, winning not just Republicans, but independents and a fair share of Democrats as well, because my record has been delivering results for families, for small businesses, for our veterans, for our farmers, which are so important to upstate New York. So we will win upstate New York. We are going to overperform any previous Republican in New York City, because New York City voters know that Kathy Hochul has even failed them by turning over their city to this radical communist. And we're going to continue crisscrossing the state, whether it's on Long Island, Western New York, or the North Country. We are getting an outpouring of encouragement and support.
It's official. Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, long rumored, now confirmed, will be running for the governor. It's going to be an exciting year. Thanks so much, Congresswoman. Appreciate it. And thanks for announcing here.
Thank you.
And that's why I'm proud to get behind her, man. She is rocked, ready to go. I am so excited for this campaign to get started. I'm so excited for it to start moving right now. Things are really good. Things are really good because, let's be honest here, Kathy Hochul has been a complete and utter joke. As Congresswoman Stefanik said, she should have never been there in the first place. She only got into the office because Governor Grabass couldn't keep his hands to himself. And let's not forget, whenever Kathy Hochul is put in a position that makes her slightly uncomfortable, you get moments like this.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices innovating solutions through technology, then you're really addressing society's broader challenges.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Black kids in the Bronx don't know what a computer is because apparently they're living in 1982. When you get moments like that from this governor, which we could play on loop, on loop, on loop, there's so many of them. Not to mention her completely bending the knee to Zohran Mamdani and then afterwards making a complete ass out of herself when she thought they were saying, let's go Bills in Queens, where there are no Bills fans, when actually they were just yelling tax the rich. And we're starting to see 2026 really come into the fold all over the country. People are beginning to make their plays, not only with Congresswoman Stefanik, but Senator Blackburn in Tennessee. People are ready to make the move. Now, as I said the other day, the last couple shows, I was doom and gloom. I absolutely was. But we have to remember, midterms are always different. Excitement is always higher. People are getting out. It's all over the place. Now we have a strong figurehead at the top of the ticket here in New York, which we did not have a couple days ago in the New York City elections. I'm jacked up, baby. I'm jacked up. I'm ready to go because now that Zoltan is in power, we're starting to see the actual real-world effects of these sorts of things. Patrick Bet-David actually broke down how much you're going to have to pay if you live in New York City under a Zohran administration.
Ask the question. If you made $1.5 million, Adam, you can't participate in this for a second. Just hear me out.
Okay.
If you made $1.5 million, I'm going to ask Vinny. In New York City, if you made $1.5 million, how much do you think you keep?
From $1.5 million?
Yeah. We have a progressive tax, so just kind of think about what do you think it would be that you take home.
Take home?
Net take home pay.
35 to 40%?
No. That's going to be it's going to be more than that. But what do you just give me the dollar amount? What do you think that you take home?
Out of that?
$1.5 million. Tom, what do you think you take home?
1.1.
You're going to be somewhere around $700,000.
Okay, watch this clip. Go ahead, Rob.
Here's what a $1.5 million salary looks like in New York City. So if someone makes $1.5 million, you don't take home all that money. Correct. You probably take home, if I had to guess, $900K. Okay, we'll see. Federal tax. Guess how much it costs? If you live in New York City, that's a huge one. I'm going to say it's 30% of your salary. Okay, roughly 33%. It's $506,470. So already you're not a millionaire. Correct. That's stupid. Next is state tax. This is the last one I'll have you guess. Okay, I'm going to say 5% of your salary. I can't do the math off my head. I think it's closer to 10 to 15. State tax is $143,978. Jesus.
Little less
then
than
you
that.
have city
Less than
tax.
10, 9.5.
$57,705.
On the island, Manhattan.
They have a city tax. To live in New York City, that's like That's why, why don't you just live in Jersey City? Next, you have Social Security, which is $10,918. Then you got to pay for Medicare, which is $33,450. Paid family leave, it's a fraction. It's only $355. Still, it's money. That comes to a total tax percentage of 50.2%, which is $752,876. So you're making less than half of the money that you earned that year. Correct. The money you earned that year, your net income would be $747,124.
Mom Donnie wants to
Here's
take
what a $1.5
billion.
Young black kids growing
here
up
we
in the
go.
Bronx.
Sorry. She ended up on the screen again. And he wants to tax it even more. What's 2%? Meh. You're taking home less than half of the money in which you earn if you live in New York City. For those of you who don't understand how New York City and Long Island breaks down, I'm going to show you guys a very interesting little nugget here for the national audience about how it breaks down between Queens and Long Island. Between Queens and Long Island. Border of Queens and Long Island. You ready for this? Most people, when they think of New York City, they think Manhattan. They think the Broadway lights, baby. And there's bridges, and there's subways, and there's trains, and you got to do this, you got to do that. No. No. There are some places, many places, on Long Island between New York City. You ready for this? I'm going to put a picture up here that's going to blow the national audience's mind. This is a photo of the border between Queens and Nassau County. What do I mean by that? If you're standing on the forward-facing side, like closer to the bottom of the screen, you are in Queens. You are in New York City proper. If you're on the other side, by that building that looks like some kind of a weird cow, you are on Long Island proper for taxable reasons, which means if you are at the bottom of the screen, you have to pay an additional 8% of your income. But if you live on the other side of that pole, you don't have to pay it. That's right. If you live on the far side of that telephone pole, you are in Nassau County and do not have to pay New York City taxes. If you are towards that garbage can and that shopping cart, you do have to pay New York City. I'm serious. This is how real it gets. This is how real it gets. So you don't think Democratic voters who live on the garbage pail side of that telephone pole want to move to the other side of the telephone pole just to avoid paying 8% of their income in taxes? Those first three houses in Long Island, I'll tell you. Those first three houses what would that be? Like Lynbrook, Franklin Square, over there. Those houses are marginally more expensive than they are 2 miles down the road because people just want to work over the border. It's wild. If you make $1.5 million a year, you take home $747. Some people say, $747, that's still a lot. Yeah, but Zorhan wants to tax everybody over $2 million a year. I hate to break it to you, but we're not living in 1994 where if you win $1 million, you end up living in some kind of a palace. A starter home where I live costs $800,000. It's not hard to be a millionaire on Long Island and be poor. It's really not hard to do. There are many people in this chat right now who are watching, who are on paper millionaires and have no money on Long Island. It's wild stuff. But there is something on the horizon, baby. I'm jacked up. I'm jacked up for at least Stefanik 2026. And if you are on Long Island, if you're in New York, if you're watching this anywhere within the Empire State, you better strap up those sneakers, baby, because we are going to be out in force. We are going to be out in force just like we were for many of the Long Island races. Just like we were for many of the Long Island races. I am jacked. I hope you guys are too. This is going to be a banger, baby. Giddy up. Let's go. Before we keep rocking and rolling, here's Jeremy.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? Well, it's that time of year again, isn't it? My favorite time of year. Fall. Oh, I love the leaves. I love the autumn smell. I love the pumpkins. I love it all. Right before the snow flies. But what I don't love that comes with the cold weather and the fall weather is the flu. Are the sniffles, the cold, all those common cold sniffles that you get every year. And if you have kids in the house, little kids going to and fro school, and they're coming back and they're touching everything and they're bringing the bacteria and all those viruses home from school, you don't want anything to do with that. You want to be proactive rather than reactive. That's why we're going to talk about propolis today. You know what propolis is? Well, ladies and gentlemen, propolis is what works as a barrier to keep the beehive absolutely safe. And what am I talking about? Well, Beekeepers Naturals. Now, my wife really turned me on to this. This is an endorsement of my wife and then myself as well. Beekeepers Naturals, folks, that is exactly what this is. This is a proactive rather than a reactive, all natural, all clean alternative to big food and big pharma. You've got your Beekeepers vitamin C packs, which are perfect for on the go, right? You've got your Beekeepers Propolis nasal spray. Few shots up the nose, clears out your nostrils, cleans any congestion that you have, and it's all natural, and it's going to work as a proactive barrier to any of that unwanted bacteria getting in. How about the Beekeepers all natural Propolis immune throat spray? 3 or 4 pumps of that a day, and anything that you're breathing in is going to be either repelled or killed right away. That's the amazing thing about propolis, and that is the amazing thing about Beekeepers Naturals. And I got a 20% discount for you. What's better than that? 20% discount. Look, you can even get the throat soothing pops and the kids' prebiotic fiber pops, along with the throat spray, along with the nasal spray, along with the vitamin C packs. Folks, they've got it all, and it's an all-natural, clean, beautiful option for you to have in order to, get away from the big food, get away from the big pharma, and go more natural, especially with a 20% discount. How can you not go to Beekeepers Naturals today /LFA and get your 20% discount? Clean out your medicine cabinet today with beekeepers.com/LFA. And now back to the show.
So I'm jacked, and I hope you guys are too, for all my New Yorkers watching out there. And I know you guys are watching from Buffalo all the way to the Vermont border, from Canada down to Long Island. We have a great candidate at the top of the ticket. We're going to have a great team all the way down the line. I'm excited for what comes next. I know every activist in America is going to want to come to New York and really make their bones here, and I'm excited about it, and I can't wait to lead them. Giddy up, let's go. But we are still in the midst of a government shutdown as Democrats continue to vote against opening the government, paying anybody. We're seeing outages. We're seeing flights being canceled all over the country. So help me God if I am not able to get to Palm Beach. So help me if I am not able to get to Palm Beach next week, because I'll have a stroke if I don't get to go there. Seriously, really. If my flight is canceled to Palm Beach, I'm going to lose my mind. But, hey, somebody got to get out of New York you got to get out every once in a while. The government continues to be shut down at the moment. And according to John Kennedy, my favorite senator, I don't care what anybody says, my favorite senator, there appears to be no end in sight.
Are you willing to vote to eliminate the filibuster, Senator?
Well, President Trump has made his position, at least to me, abundantly clear. I talked to him this morning. He makes a persuasive argument, but here's in essence what he's going to say, or what he has said, rather. None of us want to get rid of the filibuster, but the Democrats are going to do it as soon as they're back in charge, so we might as well do it now. My response to the president this morning, after listening politely, was, well, the quickest way, the best way to prevent all that is let's don't put the Democrats back in charge. There's no guarantee that the Democrats are going to take over the Senate in the midterm elections, or even after that. The filibuster only pertains to the Senate. It doesn't pertain to the House. So to keep the Democrats from doing that, we just hold the Senate, which we're planning on doing.
Well, that's going to be a big project, obviously, for Republicans for the next 18 months. Senator Kennedy, thank you very much.
And look, I want to be clear. I still don't believe in ending the filibuster. I know a lot of people believe that we should. I am not someone who thinks that, and I don't. I'm going to show you somebody who operates on pure power and nothing else. Because look, and I truly believe this. If you don't want Chuck Schumer doing it, possibly next year, you shouldn't want John Thune doing it this year. Well, as Senator Kennedy said, Democrats are just going to do it anyway. But we don't know that. And once it's gone, it can't come back. And there are a lot of people out there attempting to operate just with brute force, with absolute brute force. I don't believe in doing that. I think the filibuster is a good idea. I think it stops the predations of the single majority. You want to see an example of this? Here's Jamie Raskin on CNN.
One of the things that he has been talking about for the last couple of days more intensely is getting rid of the filibuster. That's actually something that you wanted to do when Joe Biden was president and things weren't getting through the Senate.
Look,
is that an area where you agree with him?
We don't need a procedural fix at this point.
So you wanted the filibuster to be ended when Biden was president, but now, no.
You know, I'm not in the Senate, so I've got no say in that.
See, that's somebody with no morals, with no principles, who operates under the position of brute force, brute power. While you've got it, you use it, and then you deal with it afterwards. I don't believe in doing that. A lot of people do. And I understand their point, and I understand why they would want to do it. But it's my opinion, and we've seen it happen in the past, as I've brought up numerous times, with the removal of the judicial filibuster. As Mitch McConnell told Harry Reid at the time, you will regret the day that you do this. Then as soon as McConnell gained power again, we ran through Supreme Court justices. And which, look, that's great for us. But they will be able to do it as well. They will be able to do it as well. And look, they did it with Ketanji Brown Jackson. They rammed her through, and we saw how that ended up. And it didn't end well. Ketanji Brown Jackson, who, she's just dumb. And it's not a race thing. It's not a woman thing. None of that matters. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was a brilliant jurist. Strom Thurmond, brilliant. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, very much of the left. Ketanji Brown Jackson should be running a traffic court, not being on the Supreme Court. She has no idea what she's talking about. So I would urge everybody to pump the brakes before you decide to change historic precedent for short-term gain in any context, not just with the filibuster, but with anything. With anything at all. I would say everyone should just pump the brakes a little bit. Just a little bit. Guys, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Share this video out all over the place. We are rocking. We are rolling. I'm jacked up today, baby. Oh, yeah. Good candidate. Top of the ticket. Giddy up. Let's go. Stefanik, let's move. I'm excited. You guys, you may see her on the show very soon. You may see it. Just saying. Guys, once again, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, share the video out all over the place as we rock, as we roll. Head on over to loudmajorityusa.com. That's loudmajorityusa.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Check out our shop. That is the best way to support this program and everything we've got going on over here. Boom! There's the where the hell is it? Oh, where the hell is my shop? What button did I hit right there? Here we go. Hit the wrong damn button. There it is. LoudMajorityShop.com, baby. Giddy up. Let's go. Head on over to LoudMajorityUSA.com. That's LoudMajorityUSA.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Check out our shop. You guys can use promo code RUMBLE to get 20% off everything on the website. That's promo code RUMBLE to get 20% off everything on them. Come on, look at this. Send your kids to school in this. Send your little ones to school in their raised right gear. Look at this kid, right? I don't have a kid, but I would have a kid just so I could put them in one of these shirts. Oh, yeah. Giddy up. Let's go. Look at those little AI kids. They look absolutely great. Your kids will look great, too. LoudMajorityUSA.com. That's LoudMajorityUSA.com. So Senator Rick Scott actually has a great idea. If he proposed a bill, and the Democrats are planning on blocking it, he proposed a bill saying that if the government is shut down, senators don't get paid anymore. I support that happening 100%. Here we go.
I rise today with my bipartisan and common sense No Budget, No Pay Act. It's a simple proposal that says if members of Congress can't complete one of our basic jobs of funding the government, we shouldn't get paid. This shouldn't even be necessary. We should just do our jobs. But as we sit here over a month into the Democrat shutdown, it's clear we need something to hold Congress accountable. Every year we're tasked with putting together a budget with the expectation that it is on time and fits the needs of the American people. The American people elected us to come together. Look at what we're collecting in revenues and put together and pass 12 appropriation bills that use those dollars effectively. I was governor of Florida. Every year, we pass a budget and we balance the budget, and we did it on time. The last time Congress passed all 12 appropriation bills on time was, what's your guess? 3 decades ago. Congress has failed time and time again to do its most basic job. I came to the Senate to fix this. I ran on a plan to make Washington work better for families, which included my No Budget, No Pay Act. And I've been fighting to get this passed since I got here in 2019, and I've been met with resistance from many of my colleagues since I got up here. But unfortunately, Democrats have thrived in the dysfunction and have fought endlessly to keep the status quo. They passed massive spending bills after massive spending bill, which has caused massive inflation in this country. They've raised taxes and expanded government. We now have, Mr. President, how much debt do you think we have now? $38 trillion. We're running $2 trillion a year deficits. Now they're using the same dysfunction to shut down our government. They're prioritizing a liberal wish list of the needs of the American people. And they're more than happy, it seems, to deprive federal workers, TSA, FAA, and law enforcement of their paychecks. While members of Congress still get their own paychecks. Democrats are happy to stop 40 million people from getting their SNAP benefits. I just can't imagine. Little kids worried about where their meals are going to come tonight. These Democrats voting to shut down government are still getting paid. We should not get paid if we don't do our job. There's a problem with Washington. Any working American will tell you that if you don't do your job, you don't get paid, except here. Members of Congress consistently fail one of our basic duties of funding the government on time and still get a paycheck, even when others don't. Senate Democrats have now voted against funding the government 14 times in the last 5 weeks. They voted time and time again to continue the longest shutdown in our nation's history and stopping people from getting paid. But they're still getting paid. Democrats shouldn't be shutting down the government and risking others' paychecks without being in the same boat. I ask every one of my colleagues to support passage of my No Budget, No Pay to tell every member, do your job, fund the government, or do what other people end up doing. Forgo your taxpayer-funded salary.
I think that's a great idea. And obviously, as Senator Scott said there, he has faced tremendous pushback since 2019 of trying to get that sort of bill passed. That if members of the House, members of the Senate do not do their job and pass a balanced budget, that they should not get paid themselves. Now, that's actually funny to say out loud. We all know that's never going to happen. Because let's be honest, if it did end up happening, I'm sure many members would just end up trading stocks the entire time. That would be great. That would be great for them. They could, in addition to doing that, pass the Pelosi Act, which would, of course, stop members of Congress from trading stocks. Of course, they won't do that either. It's shameful. But Senator Scott has a co-signer on this. And, of course, that would be everyone's favorite senator. You just saw him, Senator John Kennedy, the man I want to be when I get older. The guy's absolutely hilarious. I don't care who's in the Senate. He will be my favorite. Of all the elected members, I want to meet that guy the most. He's absolutely hilarious. He's absolutely hilarious. But there is more news that I want to make sure that I get to in terms of national politics. Things are getting wild out there. Things are getting absolutely wild out there. An amazing night last night for Fox News. I really like that they're doing this, by the way. Some people think it's kind of tacky, but I like that they started this a couple of years ago. The Patriot Awards, it's kind of like the Oscars, only for people who don't suck. They started that last night. Well, they started it a couple of years ago, but it was last night with a really great audience out here on Long Island. And one of the people who was able to get an award last night was, well, you guys remember him, DJ Daniel, who was officially sworn in as a Secret Service agent after battling incurable brain cancer. You guys remember him from the State of the Union address. He's the one Democrats wouldn't stand up for.
Fox family, please welcome this year's Young Patriot Award recipient, DJ Daniels, and his father, Theodis.
How you doing?
You're doing, man. Congratulations.
I'll tell you what.
DJ, do you want to say a few words?
Well, I do like to thank everybody for being here. And my dad is running for Congress, but I did not like those Democrats being mean to my dad. They kept him out of debates. I mean, and I already said this on the interview, if you scared to debate the man, that's all you got to say, unless you want to be a hater.
I think the kids call that Riz. I think that's what the kids call it. That kid's absolutely awesome. If you guys have seen clips of him all across the internet, he's absolutely great. But he was sworn in yesterday as an official Secret Service agent. Look, young kid wants to be in law enforcement. Incredibly sick. I'm happy that they're doing these sorts of things. Another award they gave out last night was to Erica Kirk, the first ever at these awards. The Charlie Kirk Legacy Award. Here with Jesse Waters.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Erica Kirk.
Just say right off the bat, I've been seeing some shit online that really rubs me the absolute wrong way. Just annoying people being out there just being themselves. I gotta tell you, man, Candace Owens really needs to do a little bit of shutting the fuck up when it comes to this one. Like, it is so. She ain't the only one. There's a lot of them out there, but she's really got to do some shutting the fuck up when it comes to this. I know she was better friends with Charlie than almost anybody, but right now he'd be turning over in his grave if he was listening to some of the stuff that she's saying. That Erica Kirk planned on having Charlie Kirk killed. Just some nasty shit that's going on out there. She really needs to stop talking. Her cultural relevancy is slipping. I think so is her sanity. And I always liked Candace. I always did. I thought she was great for the movement. But the last 6 months or so, she's really gone off of her rocker. Really gone off her rocker. And it's sad to see. It's sad to see that some people would do all of this just for, I don't know, for attention or for clicks or whatever the hell it may be. Guys, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Share the video out all over the place. We are rocking. We are rolling. We're going to pop this live chat up on the screen. I want to hear from my New Yorkers. Are you excited about Elise Stefanik running for governor? Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everybody? I'm feeling good right now. I'm feeling real good right now. Life is good. Let me get a sip. Let me get a sip as we proceed to give you what you need. Guys, before we keep heading out today, head on over to lfatv.us. It's lfatv.us. That's your home base, your mothership, your landing pad for all things LFATV related. Check out the LFATV store. And while you guys are there, consider becoming a monthly donor over at lfatv.us. It's lfatv.us. I am excited, baby. I am very excited. Good. Look at this. Everybody's jacked. Everybody's jacked in the chat. I'm liking it. We got some good numbers today. Also, guys, if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor, wouldn't mind doing me a personal favor, head on over to, I'll put it in the chat one more time. Some of you did yesterday, and I really do appreciate it. Give me a follow over on X, Kevin_Smith45. Give me a follow there over there on X. That's where I do some of my best work. I'm jacked. I hope you guys are too. We are rocking. We are rolling here. I actually have an incredibly sad story. A really sad story out of the UK that it pains me to say. It really, really does, if I'm being totally honest with you. I think it was Good Morning Britain. Had a World War II veteran on. This is so sad, but it just shows kind of where we are right now. They had a World War II veteran on who turned 100 years old. I mean, both of those are feats in and of themselves. A World War II veteran turning 100 years old, getting to go on Good Morning Britain and talk about his experiences and whatnot. And he said something that is so impactful and so sad, I almost don't know how to handle it. He said that based on what Britain is today, his friends who died, that their sacrifice wasn't worth it. I mean, this will break your heart.
What does Remembrance Sunday mean for you? What is your message?
My message is, I can see in my mind's eye those rows and rows of white stones of all the hundreds of my friends and everybody else that gave their lives for what? The country of today. No, I'm sorry. The sacrifice wasn't worth the result that it is now.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
What do you mean by that, though? At this point?
What we fought for, and what we fought for was our freedom. We find that even now it's darn sight worse than what it was when I fought for it.
Oh, Alec, I'm sorry you feel like that, because I want you to know that all the generations that have come since, including me and my children, are so grateful for your bravery and all that for service personnel. And it's our job now, isn't it, to make it the country that you fought for. You absolutely fought for.
Is it.
And we will do. We want to...
I'm so wonderful to know there are people like you that can spread the word around.
We will do.
Younger generation.
And I guarantee that everybody watching at home will be wanting you to send lots of love. We've got another little bit special thing for you, Alec. We've got the D-Day darlings here. Come on over, guys. You've got a little special present for him. Ooh. Come and give it if you can, to thank you for all your many brave years of service and others like you.
So I want to get, we're going to break down several things about what I just watched there that upset me. Number one, the absolutely the tragedy of a World War II veteran being out there saying that his sacrifice wasn't worth it because of the country, because of what his country has turned into today. And have these useless idiots, they call them presenters, in the UK. Oh, we're so sorry. Sure, we've advocated for the policies that have led to the downfall of the country that you so bravely fought for. Sure, we did that. But hey, here comes some mildly attractive chick to give you a CD. A CD, because apparently it's 1998. I don't even know what to do with a CD anymore. If that's not morning television show in a nutshell, well, here's this old man who served his country during one of the most horrific wars in the history of the world, providing you with actual insight on the way actual people feel who actually live in your country and don't get to holiday in Spain. But let's ignore him and bring out some mid-level, I don't know, dressed up like the Air Force singer to give him a CD. I don't know, maybe ask him why. Maybe ask him why he feels that way. I got a feeling it's because they don't want to hear the answer. I've got a feeling it's because they really wouldn't like to know what the actual answer to that is. Now, if you watch this show on a regular basis, you will know exactly why he feels that way. You'll know exactly why he feels that way. Wild. That's one of the most wild videos I've seen in quite some time. I feel bad for the guy, I really do. I feel bad that his country has let him down in such a way. Guys, we'll be back in 1 second because I got another wild story out of Rhode Island, just to show you what so many people have to deal with when they try to actually hold people accountable. Before we get to that, here's Old Glory Bank.
When big banks decide who gets access to America's financial systems and who doesn't, who do you think gets left out? Middle Americans who proudly wave their pro-America values. Cancel culture in banking is corrosive. It limits your participation in a vibrant, free market economy. Fortunately, you can fight back. You now have the opportunity to invest in the bank that's investing in a fair American banking system, one based in freedom. Ownership in Old Glory Bank, the pro-America online bank, is here. Old Glory Bank is a full-service FDIC-insured bank that's the alternative to overreaching, un-American big banks. We stand for privacy, security, and liberty. We stand for freedom, family, faith, and the flag. We stand for all the values you stand for, and for the values big banks can't stand. So help keep banking in the hands of Main Street, not Wall Street. To invest in Old Glory Bank, go to oldglorybank.com.
Guys, head on over to oldglorybank.com. That's oldglorybank.com. Support people that support your values, your liberty, and your privacy. Guys, oldglorybank.com. They've been a long-time supporter of the show. Go open an account with them today. That's oldglorybank.com. Well, hold on. Little Spitfire Patriot. I love this so much. So, some of you New Yorkers may have gone to your mailbox today and found a $200 check that was written to you from Governor Kathy Hochul. Now, of course, it wasn't from Kathy Hochul. It was from you. Kathy Hochul gave you back your money and then expected you to say thank you for it. I do also find it ironic that that this happened on the exact same day that Elise made her announcement. But little Spitfire Patriot has a funny idea. So Kathy Hochul sent you guys $200 in the mail in order to, I don't know, combat inflation that she caused, or some crap like that. Little Spitfire Patriot in my Rumble chat says, donate to Elise the inflation check that Kathy Hochul sent to New Yorkers. I intend to send Kathy Hochul a thank you for providing additional donation money for Elise. Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah, I tell you. Hold on. I'm sending this to Elise's team so they can see that. That's absolutely hilarious. That is some funny shit right there. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's a great idea. That's an absolutely great idea. That's funny as hell. That's good stuff. I like that. I got one more story that I gotta get into you guys with right now. It's absolutely wild. You're not gonna believe this one. You're absolutely not gonna believe this one. So, many of you who are involved in school board races and whatnot have often tried to foil information from your local school board. Emails or curriculum or minutes of a meeting, whatever it is, whatever it may be. Well, a mother in Rhode Island, a mother at Barrington High School in Rhode Island, found herself with a bit of a bill. Because when you do foil information, you have to pay for it. You got to pay for, like, you know, the paper and the printing or whatever the hell it may be. Well, a Rhode Island school demands that a mother cough up, are you ready for this? $117,000 after she foils the curriculum and the emails of a teacher who celebrated the death of Charlie Kirk. Yeah, you heard that right. After a high school teacher in Rhode Island posted a video, this from the Federalist, posted a video celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk, a concerned mother requested information about materials this teacher uses in his classroom. In response, the school officials demanded she pay roughly $116,000 to find out. Benjamin Philo is a social studies teacher at Barrington High School, came under fire after posting multiple videos on social media demeaning Kirk shortly after his assassination. He called Kirk a piece of garbage and ended the video by saying, "This is what happens. Bye, Charlie." In another video, Philo reportedly asserted that Charlie Kirk is not in heaven right now. The saga began when Nicole Solis discovered these videos, according to the Goldwater Institute, a public policy and litigation group involved in the case. She submitted public records requests to Barrington Public Schools, asking for Filio's curriculum material and any email correspondence that containing the word Trump from September 1st, 2024, and the date of her request. In a second request, she also asked an email records containing the word Trump dating back to January 1 of 16. According to a response from the lawyers involved in the case, the records since, are you ready for this? The records since September. What's that? 14 months. Would have yielded 789 emails. That's like 3 a day, 2.5 a day of emails this guy sent out that include the word Trump. To provide all the information requested in the email and the curriculum materials, the school board claimed, are you ready for this? This is the shit that sends me into a tizzy. To provide all the requested emails and curriculum material, the school board claimed that it would take 7,735 hours of labor and cost $117,130.50, with the bulk, $116,000, being for the curriculum. So not this guy's personal email. This is not personal emails. It's public emails that he has through the school. But for this woman to just get the curriculum that this guy is teaching to her children, the school wants her to pay $116,000. Well, if you got to ask that question by me, you would get $116,000 of these. Okay? How does that sound? 7,000 man hours? How long is that? How long is 7,000 hours? That's 291 days. Holy shit, I didn't think it'd be that much. In an interview with The Federalist, Solis said she wanted to obtain Phil's curriculum material to investigate whether they contained indoctrination, politically biased lessons, or leftist ideology. She said the school should make Phil's teaching material part of a larger investigation into the Kirk comments. However, the school does not seem to be doing anything about this, or else the school would have already had the curriculum and given it to me for free. The lawyer for the Goldwater Institute, a pro bono American Federation network, sent the school's district a letter demanding for a more reasonable fee. Yeah, I'd say so. It shouldn't cost you a Ferrari to get the curriculum from your child's school. Guys, we'll be back in 1 second. We're going to talk more about this in a second before we do My Pillow.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard My Pillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sale because right now, every order ships absolutely free.
Guys, head on over to MyPillow.com, promo code LOUD. That's MyPillow.com, promo code LOUD for up to 80% off everything on the website. That's MyPillow.com, promo code LOUD. So it turns out if you live in Rhode Island, you are probably a clam. That's an old joke. Some of you may remember it from me back in the show, me and Sean back in the day. But it turns out you have to give your school district a Ferrari in order to find out whether or not their teachers are teaching your children to hate you or not. Yeah, I'm sure the teachers union will stand up real strong for him. Members of the world unite. Members of the world unite. Guys, it is 4 p.m. I want to thank everybody so much for tuning in. Once again, guys, head on over to loudmajorityusa.com. That's loudmajorityusa.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Check out our shop. That is the best way to support this show and everything we've got going on. Over here, we got Hannah Faulkner coming up next, right here on this network. Oh, look at that. There's Hannah. Guys, I'll catch you back on Monday. Hope everybody has a lovely weekend. Stay loud.